This conference will now be recorded.
Fine. So, last Friday, what we have learned: vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. Let me show once again that one. So, if you want to learn ERP, sorry. So, let me recap what we have discussed last Friday. So, even you are getting an opportunity to work with software company. That software company is called, it may be TCS, it may be Infosys, or it may be Accenture. I'm just giving you example. You need to remember, like, this company is called Microsoft partner companies. These are Microsoft partner companies. And to understand the ERP, you need to imagine like you are working in a company, like you are running a business, like electronic items. A sample example: electronic items. You are purchasing and you are selling. So if you are purchasing material from other companies, these companies are called suppliers or vendors, and you are selling material to customers, different companies, this is called customers. Okay, there are four companies here. One is software company, one is wherever you are going to implement this product, that company, and this company is purchasing materials, that companies are called vendors. This company is selling materials to the different customers or different companies, this is called customers. So if you are going to discuss on material, like purchasing the material, selling the material, and purchase process, sales process, and inventory management, this is a part of trade and logistics. This is a separate module. Now we are focusing on this one. So against this material, I need to pay money to the vendor. So accounts payable, because need to pay money means accounts payable module we need to learn. And need to receive money from the customers, that means accounts receivable module. And to do this business, I need bank, so we need to understand cash and bank management module. And then you want to understand the profit and loss, that is in general ledger module, you can calculate the reports. Next, fixed assets and budgeting. Fixed assets is buildings, laptops, whatever it is there, those are fixed assets. And budgeting means you need to have a control on your expenditure, then it is a budgeting. So you are going to learn accounts payable module, accounts receivable module, cash and bank, general ledger, fixed assets, budgeting. Along with these six modules, small submodules: credit and collections, one more submodule; taxes, one more submodule; and consolidation, one more submodule. 9 modules you are going to learn in this process. So now coming to this accounts payable module. So if you want to understand accounts payable module, there are main transactions are invoice and payment. One is invoice, one is payment. Vendor invoice. Vendor invoice. If it is a vendor invoice means expense, like there are four options. One is we are learning invoice journal. The first option we are learning invoice journal. Actually there are four different ways. You will understand four different ways slowly. The first method is invoice journal. In this invoice journal, expenses account data to vendor account credit. So how can I remember? For vendor, whether I need to pay money or whether I need to receive money. I need to pay money. Need to pay means it is credit. So always remember, yeah. Debit means what comes in. Debit means positive, what comes in. If you are a non-commerce, if you are a mathematics guy, it is a positive. Credit means negative. It is what goes out. Debit means what comes in. Credit means what goes out. This is debit means positive, your assets. Negative means your liability, you need to pay. Example, home loan. You have taken home loan from a bank. Then you need to repay that amount. Then that balances will be in credit. If you have taken a car loan, it is a credit balance. You need to repay. Credit card, if you have used, they need to repay. So that is credit. Vendors also, for vendors also, I need to pay money to the vendor. I need to pay money to the vendor. That is the reason I will book as a credit. Okay. Any confusion this word? And if it is a vendor payment, okay, we will do the payment. So my cash or bank balance will be decreased. My cash or bank balance will be decreased. And here vendor account debit. So let me create one vendor. So last Friday we have learned how to do one transaction, vendor invoice and vendor payment. I have shown high level. I will show you once again today. So what I will do, these two are transactions. Then first I will create a vendor account, a new vendor account. I will create a new vendor account and I will show you the balance first, 0. Then it will updated like invoice, then it is credit will be updated, then debit will be updated, then it will become 0. Let me show you this one quickly, how to create. So any doubts before this?
Satyaji,
Anyone?
good morning.
Yeah, yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Satyaji. Here only I had doubt on
Yeah.
the last Friday. See, that means
Hmm.
we are having a vendor invoice separate journal and the vendor
Hmm.
payment separate journal. Am I right?
Yes,
Two separate
yes,
journals
exactly.
are there. Okay. So
Sorry.
in a vendor invoice journal,
Hmm.
in vendor invoice journal,
Hmm.
when we receive the material, we will
Hmm.
create. Okay.
Yes, yes.
While paying the vendor in vendor
Hmm.
payment journal, he will debit. Am
Hmm.
I right?
Yes, yes, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
this is right. Okay. Thank you. So we are having two separate journals: vendor invoice and the
Yes,
vendor payment.
yes, exactly, exactly. You are right.
That's
Exactly, you are right.
enough. Enough. Thank you. Thank you. Now I got
Yeah,
it.
welcome. Yeah, welcome. So while practicing, try to do in USMF company. Always it is try to do it in like a USMF company initially. Initially, try to do in USMF company. Later on, you will understand how to create a company and doing all the setups. Company creation process I will show you. Okay, fine. So now what I'm doing, I'm creating a new vendor so that we'll see there will not be any balance. Accounts payable, vendors, all vendors. So the path will be shown here. Accounts payable, vendors, all vendors. All vendors. Now I'm creating a new vendor, suppose 1006. So I'm entering. This is, you can configure automatic number sequence also. I will discuss with you this one later on. This is vendor code or vendor account. The vendor account is 1006. It is a number given for this one. Take the example. This is a vendor name is Raghu Enterprises. Raghu Enterprises, and this vendor is group, domestic vendors or parts vendor, something I have selected. So while creating vendor, vendor group is mandatory. While creating a vendor, vendor group is mandatory. After that, you can enter the address. You can enter the address, okay, and you can enter the contact information, mobile number, phone number, and all those things. It is not mandatory. You can, in real time scenario, will map. There are so many things we need to map. We'll discuss this one later. So I have created a new vendor, Raghu Enterprises. For this vendor, if I verify balance, it will be 0. It will be 0 amount because this is a new vendor which I have created. And if you verify the transactions, it will be blank, nothing will be there, because it is a new vendor which we have created just now. So what we will do, we'll create a invoice, means I am purchasing material from this vendor. So let me take duplicate, right click here, on the right click, duplicate tab. So one more, a new tab is coming. I can see together, here it is in the vendor details. In this I can see vendor details, and in this I can see some other one. Okay, there are 2 tabs now. To do a quicker, we can have another, we can open another tab, duplicate tab. Okay, now accounts payable module, collapse all, invoices, invoice journal. Let me write down the path. For this one, the path is accounts payable, invoices, invoice journal. So the path, it will be shown here. Look at this one. The path, whatever it is, accounts payable, vendors, all vendors. In the same manner, invoice journal, accounts payable, invoices, invoice journal. You can click on new button and select the journal name. This is, you are doing invoice journal name. So click on lines button, or you can click on this one also. Both are same. If you click on journal batch number 629, it will open. Or you can open lines. Click on lines button, that is also same. There is no issue. So date is coming from somewhere else. I will explain you later one by one. This voucher series, voucher number also coming from somewhere else. This is, we need to configure. And now we need to select the vendor account which we have created just now, 1005 Raghu Enterprises. You can select from the drop down, or you can enter directly 1005. This is option. Otherwise, you can enter Raghu Enterprises. You know this one. Then automatically it will be filtered by Raghu Enterprises. Anything can be done. Usually the best practice is, business people, they remember these numbers, this vendor number. They will enter the numbers. Okay, so you have received invoice copy. That invoice copy number you need to enter, because you have purchased this, suppose water bottles. Water bottles you have purchased. Now I am entering water bottles. For water bottles I have purchased, and this is suppose $20, and you are purchasing expenses. So it is 6 series expenses. Suppose whatever you want, you can map here. This is depending upon the client numbers. They will provide you this main account. So I'm selecting purchase expenses, simple. Here we are purchasing water bottles from this vendor. So there is $20 invoice. Now I'm posting. So while doing invoice, as I told you, vendor account credit and expense account debit. So the same thing we are doing here, vendor account credit, vendor account credit, and expenses, if you have not mentioned, means it is debit, opposite entry it will be posted. Here it is showing 00. To save it, it will come to 2020. Yeah, anyone has any doubts?
Yeah, I have one doubt. How
Yeah,
to connect this one under the GL? This one is generally okay. Under the
I'm
GL, you
not
have to
getting
put
your
like,
I'm not getting your voice clearly. Very hard to understand.
hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, can you hear me right now?
uh,
Hello?
yeah,
Yeah,
very
how
low,
to
very low.
connect the
How
yeah
to
how to
connect?
connect this GL connect this vendor voucher journal under one GL
How to connect
general ledger. How
ledger
to
account?
display this
Uh,
ledger account? This one on
uh,
general ledger. General voucher, this general voucher it is coming.
mm, mm.
Which general ledger I have to see under which we have to display this general ledger. General ledger
Uh,
under the
so
ledger.
are you talking about this G 600170?
Yeah, this one it is coming. This one
See,
the
you
vendor
are talking
general.
about
Yeah,
general ledger. General ledger is a module.
yeah, yeah,
So if
yeah.
you look at this one, general ledger
Uh,
module is a big one, big word. So I want a specific question about ledger account.
yeah, under this one ledger, I want to show this one vendor invoice general, whatever the general voucher is coming.
See, so in okay,
Hmm.
so let me show you. So whether my understanding is correct or not, I'm not sure. See, general ledger, this is a module.
Hmm.
In
Yes.
this, if you go to inquiries and reports, trial balance, I'm
Okay.
showing you trial balance.
Okay.
So in this, whatever 6011170, you want to see the transactions. This is my understanding. This is my understanding. If it is my understanding is different, then we'll see. In this 600170, what are the transactions it was posted? If you want to see, give me a second. It was not posted any transaction, nothing here. Now what I'm doing, I'm posting this transaction now. So I think you need to rectify your mouse, sorry, your earphones or whatever it is, because there is a lot of noise coming.
Okay.
Okay, so let me show you now. So now I'm posting this transaction $20. Okay, now if you verify the trial balance, if you click on trial balance, then it will show you 600 whatever we have posted this one 600 170, it will show you, and you can click on transactions. It is debit account 600 170. In the same manner, it was posted to 200 100. You can see the transactions. This is ledger accounts. So what is this 200 100? I will explain you. Okay, now if you go to the vendor account, if I go to the vendor account, because we have posted one transactions for this vendor account, uh, like this vendor 1006. Now if you go to the vendor accounts, if you click on transactions, if you click on transactions, if you click on transactions, it will show you this $20 minus $20 minus 20 balance. Minus 20 balance means I need to pay money this much. And if you verify the balance also here, it will show you this 20. I need to pay this much, minus 20. So it was posted to three, one is vendor account 1006. We are looking at vendor 1006 Raghu Enterprises. We are able to see this account 600 170 whatever I have posted. We are able to see in the trial balance 600 170. If you look at this one transactions, it is showing this is debit. But along with this one, it is showing one more account, accounts payable domestic. In this also it is showing 20, whatever just now we have posted, it is showing this is 20, it was posted just now. Now if you go to this vendor invoice journal, so if you look at the voucher, it is 1006 Raghu Enterprises, but it is not showing 1006 Raghu Enterprises. If you go to accounting source explorer, it will show you 1006 vendor Raghu Enterprises. This is accounts payable domestic. So if you scroll right side, this was posted with vendor 1006 to the ledger account, to the ledger accounts 200 100. This is called ledger subledger concept, which I need to explain you later. Ledger versus subledger, this is one of the topic. This is which I have discussed in the very first. I have explained like there are so many topics you need to learn. ERP concepts, I need to discuss on this one. At this point you don't know, I cannot teach now itself, because in the very first day you cannot run. Once you born, first you will you will be sitting in the, as you are sleeping in the same position. Slowly you will try to walk, and then try to like initially that is called, I don't know English, pakadam. Okay, then later on you are walking, then you are running, slowly you are standing. In the same manner I need to teach you. I cannot teach all those things. Okay, I'm telling you clearly like ERP concept. So this is ledger subledger concept. Now you are able to understand like vendor account, like one is expenses account data to vendor account credit. These two you are able to see. Here expenses, if you close this 600 170, expenses account debit, it is debit amount, and vendor account credit. Now once the payment is done, it will become positive debit, positive 20 will be posted, it will become zero value. So is it your question, or whether I have given different answer from your question? Yeah, someone is Khalil.
Yeah, same thing only.
Same thing. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So now what I will do, I will do the payment.
One quick
Yes,
question. So,
yeah.
so in here also, if it is a subledger, correct? So like you cannot post to that account, that AP account, whatsoever 2010 in the GL entry, correct? It's the system should
Yes,
not
yeah.
allow you to post, correct?
Yeah.
So you cannot do a direct GL entry, right? The system will
Yes,
restrict.
we cannot post. That is, restrictions are there in the main account. We can do restrictions. Do not post direct entry. So if you want immediately, I will show you. Just see, if I go to this account, let me close. There is a restrictions. Let me take a duplicate. I don't want to post any direct accounts to this 200 100. Then do not post direct entry, manual entry like that. It will be there. Just give me 1 second. I will show you. Of course, it is too early to understand, but you will understand those things also slowly. So if you go to general ledger, chart of accounts, accounts, main accounts. So this is 200 and 100, 200 100 is the account. Let me filter that 200 100. This is main accounts. You will understand these things. So it is, we can map like do not allow manual entry. This is called control accounts. For the control accounts, we will not enter direct entry. Is it fine, Ajit?
Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, for all the sub-ledger account, it would be the same. Like
Yes,
whether it's
exactly.
APA or fixed asset and all.
Yes, exactly.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, please.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a question actually.
yeah.
In Tally, in ledgers, there is items is available, items and units like that in Tally. But
Item.
actually here, yeah, it means actually suppose one product, suppose diesel product is there. Diesel means we have to imagine units like liters.
Hmm.
Like that, ledger and subledger means what is that meaning actually? Ledger and
No,
subledger meaning. For example,
no.
I need it.
So for item, we don't have, like I say, for main accounts, we don't have anything. Item master is different. See, that is, you are talking about, maybe I'm just correlating. I'm not sure, but main accounts will not have. But if you want item groups, so in this
Okay.
item groups, we will map ledger accounts. That is integration part. I will discuss with you later, because that is a part of finance and T&L like intersection. So here you need to map the ledger accounts.
What is the meaning of ledger and subledger? Could you please tell me a simple example? Means ledger theoretically, ledger and subledger means example, sir. Could
Okay,
you please tell
so
me?
suppose we have 1000 customers.
Okay.
For all these customers, I need in the trial balance. Am I right? In trial balance also should show.
Okay, sir.
For all these 1000 customers, if you are creating one main account,
Okay.
then it will be 1000 accounts will be there, and the accounts will be like 2000, 3000 accounts. Am I right?
Right, sir. Exactly.
I don't want like this. I want this will be bifurcated into three groups. So
Okay.
customers, domestic or
Okay, sir.
Hyderabad customers,
Okay, sir.
and another like suppose Bangalore customers,
Okay, sir.
and another one is other customers group. Suppose
Okay,
three
sir.
groups, and this one I will
Okay.
map the ledger account. For this, I will map one account. This is
Okay, sir.
suppose 130 100, and this one I
Okay.
will map. Anyhow, you will learn in detail later, but I'm just giving you clarification only now. 200.
Okay,
So
sir. Okay.
in this we can see 130 100 balance, means all Hyderabad customers balance I can see here. If you want in
Okay.
Hyderabad all customers, one specific customer, if I want to see, I need to go to specific customer, and I need to see the balance.
Okay, sir.
So this is called ledger subledger concept.
Okay. 1,000 customers is the ledger, and this is group one is
This
subledger, sir.
this this is subledger. 1000 customers are subledgers.
Subledger. Okay, sir.
130 100
Understood.
is a ledger.
130, 100 is the ledger. Okay, sir. Good, sir. Okay.
Yes. So I need to explain you in detail the graphical representation. I will explain you. You will understand that one in detail. It will be half an hour session or 1 hour session. Just I'm showing you like for the previous batch the way you need to learn.
Thanks, sir. Okay, sir.
See here. Ledger subledger, whether I have explained. Give me a minute. The previous batch I will show you. Suppose I will take the previous to previous batch, but in detail you will understand. Let me
Okay, sir.
try here. See, in detail I will explain you in the session, training session. See, this is the graphical representation. I need to explain in detail a
Okay,
lot
sir.
of subjects. more than half an hour I need to explain you. Then you will understand in detail. Just I have given clarification now, but not in detailed explanation. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, sir,
Yeah.
what is an offset account, and I mean, why you have selected ledger there, and what are the criteria to I mean, go for that expense
Okay.
account, the number you
Okay.
have selected? Like, what are the rules?
Fine. Fine. Let me show you. See, I'm creating new one more invoice. I'm creating one more invoice. Okay. So here, click on lines. So I'm selecting the same vendor 1006, which I have created this now. The date today. I'm entering invoice number. So now here I'm purchasing, suppose, pens. I'm purchasing pens for my employees. It is suppose $10. Now it is credit. Only credit account you cannot enter. It should be always offset account. I mean to say counterpart. So you can enter here offset account, or you can click on new line. If you click on new line, it will be the same voucher number. Look at this one, the same voucher number, and you can select, instead of vendor, you can select the ledger account. So you can enter 600, whatever the expenses you select. Okay, and you can enter the debit. So always one debit and one credit. This is the procedure. Rather than entering second line, I am entering offset account. Understood? Always
Yeah.
double entry. You can enter like this. This is a lengthy job.
No, I mean, instead of ledger, why didn't you select the other account type? Like, I mean, what is the rule? I mean, all expenses goes against ledger, or
Yeah, expenses only on the ledger account only, main account. The main account
okay,
or ledger account. Expenses will be posted. So you can select, see, this expenses based on the business, whatever the account they have, based on that they will enter. It is not only purchase expenses. Suppose pens, I have, suppose pens expenses, I want to have a separate ledger account, then I can create, for pens I can create one more account. Understood? For water bottles I can create one more ledger account. That is that business transaction data.
yeah,
Make sense? Make sense?
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Mr.
Yeah.
Satya,
Yeah.
I just want to see this offset account, the
Ah.
financial dimensions, where we can define the mandatory one and
So
this.
that
Yeah,
definitely that is one of the like accounting structure I need to explain you. So I
yeah,
cannot
but
jump into this one. In the accounting structure, you can configure whatever it is there, and based on that, it will be posted.
yes, yes. But
Accounting.
just a quick time
Hmm.
around, just I can see it, how I can
Okay.
do it. So
Fine.
yeah,
So
thank you, sir.
yeah, welcome. So in this, just a general ledger. So don't worry if I'm explaining, I'm jumping from one topic to another topic a lot. So don't get confusion. So it's not a complex. Okay. So don't get confusion. Whenever I'm providing training, at that time, I will not jump like this. First, I need to give confidence. That is the reason I'm moving like this, from moving to one function to another functions. But while teaching, I will teach in a proper manner only. Okay. So here,
Yes.
look at one, manufacturing BS.
Okay.
In this, you can configure whatever the dimensions you want.
Okay. So which are mandatory and which are not? Yeah.
Yes, optional and mandatory. How many dimensions are required? After this one, on top of this one, there is advanced rule structure. This advanced rule structure is structure on structure.
Oh,
On one structure, you are going to map another structure. This is structure on structure. This is advanced rule structure. You can use it.
okay. Great.
So
Okay.
this is a more than 2 hours topic. I need to explain in detail, because this is the
Sure.
most important. This is the most important accounting structures. It is, I will call it as, this accounting structure is called as, I will call it as brain. If you are comparing with ERP versus employee, one person, it is a brain.
Correct.
If you
Yes.
don't have brain, you cannot survive. In the same manner, accounting structure, without accounting structure, you cannot proceed. And I will show you like ledger setup, ledger. This I will call it as human head. This is the head of the application. So if you don't have head, you cannot survive. In the same manner, this is head. In this is a
True,
brain.
true.
You can compare like this eyes, nose, and whatever you want. This is
Yes,
head.
you are correct.
This
Yeah.
is to remember. I will compare these words. Okay, this you will understand later.
Sure, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, welcome. Just for confidence, I am jumping into one to another function. But while teaching, definitely I will teach in a structured manner only. I will not jump into that another functions. If it is a future function, you need to wait for future function to be explained. Okay, fine. So now,
Uh, uh,
yeah, yes, please, yes, please.
Satya, hi Satya. Sai
Yeah,
here. I have few questions.
yeah.
So on the invoices, the control account will be flow, but still a user will have an option to select the different control accounts, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Different control
And
accounts means, sorry, come again. Here,
okay.
different controls means we
Now,
have hmm.
okay,
No,
okay. But
I
you
want to
please.
stop here. I want to stop here
Yeah.
because
Sure, sure, sure.
my understanding and your understanding may be different. Here, control accounts, we are configuring the vendor posting profile.
Okay. Hello. Sorry, Satya. I think I lost the connection in between. Am I
No,
audible?
Mr. Satya. I think we lost Mr. Satya connection.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Satya, we can see the screen now. Check if you're on muted. We can't hear.
Hello, Mr. Satya. Your voice is not audible.
Hello? Can anyone hear?